Hi there, this is Elaine Martin. So if you're new to my videos, a warm welcome. And if you've listened to me before, I'm so happy to welcome you back again. Today I would like to share with you the second story in the Monty and Tonty sleep series, and it's called Man in the Moon Made of Cheese. Now, Monty and Tonty are both black and white border collies. Monty is part Kelpie, and that's why he looks a little bit different to Tonty. So if you have access to the video, have a look at them at the beginning of the video. Those two dogs love to chase anything, but they also love cheese. The story always starts in Monty's backyard, as his family are leaving for work and school, and the story ends when he's back from his adventure. Don't worry if you go to sleep before the end, because guess what? You can listen to it again and again, so you won't miss anything. So sweet dreams. Make sure you're comfortable. So either you're in bed or somewhere else, and you might want to move your body, your head, arms, legs, fingers, toes. Just get yourself into a nice, relaxed position, and when you're ready, you can pull the covers up. Or if you're somewhere that's too warm, then just move your body until you feel really, really comfortable. So I'm talking to all those kids out there who are ready to go to sleep. Is that you? Make sure you have a toy or teddy or whatever you need to have by your side. Maybe nothing. Fluff your pillow up. Now you can either close your eyes if you like, or you can keep them open for now and close them whenever you're ready to. The very first thing I would like you to do is to breathe in through your nose and then breathe or blow out through your mouth. It's really easy. So breathing in through your nose, on you go, do it now. And blow out through your mouth. That's it. So do it again, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. One more time, breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. And maybe notice how nice and calm and relaxed you feel now. So are you ready for the story? Once upon a time, Monty is lying on the grass, being warmed by the morning sun in Australia. His family have just left in the car. Mum and Dad have gone to work and the kids to school. And he's lying in the garden all alone when he hears a noise coming from the other side of the fence. It's Tonty. She's Monty's best friend. And she says, "Psst, hey Monty, are you there? Psst, Monty." Monty jumped up and ran to the fence and said, Yes, I'm here, Tonty. I was hoping that you would come today. I can't wait for our next adventure. So as Monty has done so many times before, he moved up to the back of the garden and starts to get himself ready to run and leap into the air and over the fence. So he starts running fast and faster and faster, and then launches himself into the air and straight over the top of the fence and lands on all fours right in front of Tonty. They nuzzle up and cuddle a little bit and smell a bit here and smell a bit there, and then together they take off down the road, so happy to be together again. Now, I wonder if you like cheese. Well, cheese is one of Monty and Tonty's favourite food. They love cheese. Any kind of cheese. Red cheese, white cheese, soft cheese, hard cheese, green cheese, blue cheese, fruit cheese, any kind of cheese. Now Monty told Tonty he has a friend who has made a special rocket that will take them to meet the man on the moon. Now one of the reasons they want to meet the man on the moon is because the whole moon is made of cheese. Wonderful, delicious cheese. Now both Monty and Tonty know that the man in the moon is a bit grumpy and guards the cheese on his moon very closely. He has 5 fairies who fly around the moon, making sure that no one lands on the moon without permission. The fairies guarding the moon are Moppy and Floppy and Poppy and Hoppy and Doppy. So let's go and meet my friend Bernie, said Monty. And so the dogs ran a few blocks. They took a shortcut through their favourite park, ran for some sticks that a kid starts throwing for them, run down a small hill into a clearing, and behind some bushes they see Bernie the Kangaroo lying in the sun, having a little nap. As they move closer, Monty steps on a stick and Bernie jumps up. "Who's there?" he said. "It's only me," said Monty, "and I've brought my friend Tonty with me." Bernie gets up and stands on his 2 hind legs with his big tail to support him and lets out a couple of deep yawns. "Can't you see I'm sleeping?" he moans. But now he's awake, and so he shows the dogs into his treehouse and offers them some water and a piece of cheese. "Yummy," said Tonty. "This cheese is so good." "Yes," said Bernie, "that's the cheese from the moon." Now, Bernie is a really smart kangaroo and spends all his time building rockets and making time machines. Now they walk around the backyard and see all sorts of gadgets and shiny metal parts, knobs and screws and pieces of plastic, with some half-completed crazy looking machines. Bernie takes Monty and Tonty to his garage. Now this is a secret garage where no one can go inside unless Bernie says so. Hop, 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 and Bernie jumps and lands on his big strong tail outside the garage door. He looks right, he looks left, and once he's sure no one is watching, he slowly opens the door. Monty took a bit of a jump back as the steam and smoke and lights made it hard to see what was happening inside. Soon the smoke cleared, and there in front of them was the biggest, shiniest, longest rocket they have ever seen. It was red and white, and it looked so cool. Tonty was so excited. Can we go on this rocket, Bernie? Please, please, she screeched. Just calm down, Tonty, and let me tell you something. I know one of the fairies who helps to guard the cheese. Her name is Floppy. And she told me that one of the things that the man in the moon wants more than anything is to sleep. But because people come and annoy him because they want to look at the cheese or eat the cheese, he doesn't get much sleep. He is so very grumpy, as you would be if you didn't get enough sleep. Now, Monty and Tonty never have any problems with sleep because they run and jump and play all day, and they can sleep anywhere at any time. In fact, when it's time to sleep, both dogs are asleep before their heads hit the pillow. What if, said Tonty, what if we could find a way to put the sleep magic that works for us into a bottle and give it to the man in the moon? If we could do that, then he might let us go to the moon and get some yummy cheese. Great idea, said Monty. So they found a magic-looking bottle with red and blue stars all over it, and they took the lid off and laid it on the ground. Both dogs started to shake their tails until they watched a trickle of magic move from the end of each of their tails right into the bottle. It looked like fairy dust. Then Monty jumped up and put the lid on. Okay, said Tonty, let's go to the moon. Bernie the Kangaroo helped them put their spacesuits on and set up all the controls. And with Monty and Tonty in position, Bernie said goodbye and reminded them to find Floppy the fairy when they arrived. Monty pressed the start button and the rocket started to lift into the air, slow at first, and then a burst from the engine started spurting out of the bottom and the rocket thrusted into the sky. Whee! Shouted Monty. This is so cool! And his bottle of sleep magic was firmly in his hand. As they arrived on the moon, they saw the 5 fairies, Moppy and Floppy and Poppy and Hoppy and Doppy, flying around the moon, keeping watch. They found Floppy and told her about the magic sleep potion and asked her if she could talk to the man in the moon and see if he would take the sleep potion and then let them have some cheese. After several minutes, Floppy came back and told them to follow her. They parked the rocket and got out and followed Floppy through mountains and rivers of cheese, trees of cheese, flowers of cheese, cheese everywhere. The dogs were licking their lips, they were so hungry. "What do you want?" a voice said from up in the air. And they saw an outline of a grumpy old man. It was like the whole moon was speaking. And well, you see, we have some sleep potion to give the man in the moon to help you sleep, said Monty. He said, I want to sleep so bad. what is this potion you have? And what if this potion works? What can I give you in return? We both love cheese, said Monty, so just eat until we're full and then take some back with us. That's all we want. So they handed the man in the moon a bottle of the sleep magic, and he opened the lid and drank the contents. One little yawn. 2, eyes closing a little. 3, bigger yawn. 4, eyes closed now. 5, and he was fast asleep. Well, said Floppy, on you go. Whatever cheese you can eat and whatever cheese you can carry home. The man on the moon will be very happy after this sleep. So they jumped into the cheese. Hard cheese, soft cheese, crumbly cheese, blue cheese, red cheese, yellow cheese, white cheese, fruit cheese. There was cheese everywhere. They jumped and ran and ate until they were so full they could hardly move. And they made their way back to the rocket with cheese stuffed into every pocket they had. They said farewell to Floppy, and with space helmets back on and seatbelts buckled, they pressed the start button, and the rocket took off with a blast towards home. And soon both dogs were fast asleep. You see, this rocket can fly all by itself, and they knew it would land safely. As the rocket landed, both Monty and Tonty woke up to see Bernie the Kangaroo waiting for them. But Monty looked at his watch and said, "Oh my goodness, my family will be back soon. I've got to be back in the garden when they get home." So Monty and Tonty said goodbye to Bernie and left him with some soft white and yellow cheese which they brought from the moon. Running like a rocket, full of cheese in every pocket. See the wall and make a jump, over the wall, bump, 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 and into his bed. And Monty lifted his head and shouted, "Bye, Tonty, see you next time." And then Monty hears the engine of the car in the garage turn off, and his family come through the door. He wags his tail, he jumps for joy. They're also pleased to see him too. They pat him and hug him and snuggle up to him, and he loves this. His tail's wagging so fast now, but he's so tired, so very tired. His family go inside for dinner, and he hides his cheese under his mat for later. No dinner for him tonight. The possums can have my dinner, he thinks. And as he looks up, he sees a possum in the tree above, hungrily looking at his bowl of dog food. Sleepy, so sleepy now, moving easily into his dreams, dreaming about another wonderful adventure. So tired, so sleepy.